All right, guys, we're going to start out like any good thick piece of meat should with a dry brine. We've got some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, and yes, some monosodium glutamate, or you may know it better simply as MSG. And of course, we're going to hit both sides of these. I like to do it on this flat baking sheet here so that I can roll the edges of the steak in everything that kind of misses it the first time around. And then after that, we're just going to pick these up and set them on a cooling rack so air can get above and below the entire surface. And we're going to leave them in the fridge for a minimum of 8 hours. I'm going to go ahead and clear the air here. We're just reverse searing these in the air fryer. We're going to finish them in a cast iron skillet. And if you clicked on the video thinking that you got these results simply from the air fryer, then shame on you, and I'm sorry at the same time. But at any rate, we're going to put these in the air fryer after they've sat in the fridge for at least 8 hours. I'm inserting a oven thermometer here so it'll give me like a real-time reading of the internal temp. We have set this to 250 degrees, and the time really doesn't matter because we're going by temperature here. But I can set this thermometer to go off at 120 degrees internal, which is what I want to do on this deer meat. And you should as well, because overcooked deer meat is bad, plain and simple. Anyway, as you can see, this cooked really quickly, about 14 minutes, according to this timer here. And I'm just going to pop this out and put my second steak in while I sear this one off. While this was coming up to temperature, it should have given you plenty of time to get your cast iron skillet absolutely ripping hot. Maybe not ripping hot, but above medium, hot enough that you don't want to hold on to it long anyway. And while I'm here, I'm just going to put some bacon grease in the bottom of that. That's what I'm searing this off. You want to have a nice layer of that in the bottom so that you're basically getting full contact with the liquid on every surface of the steak as you press it down here. It is hot. I may not recommend this to new cooks to actually touch the meat but my hands are calloused up from, well, just living. Throw a little bit of butter in here, and we're just going to baste the top of this, and then make sure that you sear the edges and the ends as well. Again, be careful. Everything is hot. I'm just super used to it. So kind of do as I say, not as I do. You may want to use tongs or something other than your fingertips. Do remember that this is fully cooked going into the skillet, so no more than 1 minute per side should give you a perfect crust if your skillet is hot enough. And with that brown butter, we might as well drizzle it right on top and let the steak rest as all that cools down. Now you can slice it and check out the beautiful edge-to-edge medium rare perfection that you have, and then remember that there's a light on your camera stand. So let's turn that on and slice up some more of this. And these are absolutely beautiful, just textbook perfection as far as deer backstrap go. Highly recommend this method. The only time I've ever ran into an issue with this is if the actual piece of meat is not large enough to reverse sear, because you'll wind up overcooking it at that point. Basically, bring everything up to temperature, and then when you go to sear, it's so thin or small that carryover cooking just happens way too much. But as long as you've got a nice thick piece of meat, you can do this and you will get basically foolproof results every time. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed.